Good morning and welcome back to another edition of the Money Garden. So hello women out there. Today it's Women Wednesday, and today what I want to talk about a little bit is one subject that I believe, including myself, I think everybody struggles with from time to time, but I think maybe more so women than anything, and that is confidence. So confidence is such a big word. It's used a lot, sometimes overused. However, I think it's being underestimated, the importance of it, not only understanding how important it is, but also how do we get it, because it's part of ultimately our performance, how well we perform, how well we go for our goals, for our dreams, and more importantly, the success rate by which we can achieve them. I think confidence is a very key subject matter, and it's a key component for all of us to live our best life. So today we're going to talk a little bit about confidence, and again, everybody struggles with it, I think, from time to time, but I'm going to focus with respect to women, and I'm going to obviously talk a little bit about within my own experience, and then what I experienced, what I learned from other women, friends, family, business partners, etc. Even just a podcast, even women out there that they are mentors that I've never really met, but they mentor me. So in general, I'm going to talk about confidence. So confidence, today's subject is confidence, right? And then what we're going to talk about today is number one, why is it important? Why is it important? And number two, well, how do we get it really? So number one, why is it important? And I think outside of the obvious answer that of course is important, I don't think that anyone would ever debate it, saying like, confidence, it doesn't really matter. I can just go and fake it until I make it. And I know there is a whole other, school of thought out there to say fake it until you make it. I personally, over time, I've come to realize that that's not necessarily always helpful for us. Because confidence, number one, it comes from within, right? It's not an external thing, it's an internal thing. And a lot of times has nothing to do with our external environment. And it even has not much to do with our knowledge or etc. It is what we believe about ourselves. And so if we go with this notion of fake it until you make it, inside ourselves, we know that we don't have it. We know we're not as good. We know we don't have that experience. So ultimately, it's very hard to fake it till you make it, because when you're trying to fake it, you're trying to put up this something else than what you inside believe that you are, eventually it will come through. Just think of yourself when you go and talk to somebody and you feel like they're not being genuine, they're not being honest, you're picking up on it, right? It's impossible. We do pick up on it. So what I would say, forget this fake it till you make it. I would say faith, as in having faith. And having faith in something, it really comes along with confidence. So confidence, it becomes extremely important in how we, present ourselves to the world every day, in how ultimately how we, perform. Because when you're confident that you are really good at something, or you have something, or when you're confident about yourself, you will perform better. Your conversation will go better. And not only that, but people are attracted to that, right? And I don't mean necessarily attracted in a romantic way, but in terms of, business partners, people are going to believe you more. They are attracted. And even you yourself, even me myself, I am more attracted to confident people. If I talk to somebody in their business, if I'm looking for anything, right? And somebody is pitching me their business, when they're confident and they believe in their product or service, I am more attracted. I'm more likely to do business with that person. So confidence is extremely important in everything we do. So then the second thing the question becomes really, well, okay, how do we get it? And I would say just three ways that you can work on your confidence. And this is, again, I'm taking my own advice over time, especially when I used to work in the pharmaceutical industry. I look back and I used to have years when I felt like I walked on water. And then I used to have years when I felt like, I don't know if I'm going to make it, right? And if I really look back closely, the single most important differentiator was always my level of confidence. How confident was I in my abilities to perform the job? So how do we get confidence? Well, number one is acquired knowledge. Whatever it is that you're trying to convey, whatever your message is, whatever your product, your service, or even just in regular everyday interaction with your friends, family, etc., acquire the knowledge. Make sure you do your research. Make sure you do a lot of reading up on that particular topic or on that subject, or make sure that you understand as much as possible about that product or that service and what it does and what solution or what problem will that solve for people. So acquire the knowledge. However, you know, knowledge is not entirely power. Knowledge is only potential power. The step number two will come, you have to actually put it in practice. So only practical application of knowledge will ultimately make a difference in life. If I acquire all the knowledge in the world and I don't do ever anything with it, I don't talk to anybody about it, I don't actually use it, I don't take action, I'll just sit on my couch and have all this knowledge in my head, is it going to make a difference in my life? No. I'm probably just going to sit there 50 years later still sitting on that couch, right? So knowledge is only potential power, and any just the practical application of knowledge, now you can actually make a difference in your life. So number two is practice. So get the knowledge, get yourself educated on the subject, on the topic, and then talk about it. Educate yourself and then talk about it. Educate yourself, see business partners, educate yourself, see clients, educate yourself, talk about it, right? So put it in practice. The more you do that, the better you become at it. When I used to feel very, very confident in the pharmaceutical industry, it was because I did something for so many years and I would do it every single day. So it became a point at which I can just walk into a meeting and I barely had to prepare myself because I just knew it, right? And every single time everything went really well, went my way, I became the subject matter expert because people believed that I'm confident about it, that whatever the subject was, that I had the knowledge. So number two is practice, practical knowledge of your practical application of your knowledge. And then number three, integrity with yourself. You know, don't fake it till you make it. Don't lie to yourself, but keep your commitments to yourself. Tell yourself, I already, learned this much about it. I used it. I shared it so many times. That slowly, it's going to build and build and build and build before one day you just wake up and you're like, yeah, I got this. I'm feeling pretty good about this. So just to wrap it up here, you guys, very quickly, confidence, it is super important. I think everybody agrees with it. It's super important. And if you look back in your future, you did so much better times when you were very confident about something versus when you were not very sure. So again, why is it important? It's important in performance and in our everyday lives. And then how do we get it? Is number one, knowledge, acquire knowledge on the topic, right? Research, read up, get your knowledge, make sure you learn about it as much as possible. Number two, practical application of your knowledge. Actually talk about it. And then number three, integrity with yourself. Make sure that you keep your commitments to yourself. Ultimately, you're going to believe yourself. If you believe yourself and you have confidence in yourself, the world will believe you and will have confidence in you. Thank you guys. I hope that helped you. Have a fantastic rest of your week. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, suggestions, please comment below. I'm always interested. And for all the women out there and everybody out there, let's go for our dreams with confidence.